We are incredibly honored to have you here with us today. When you look in the dictionary under service, you will see that the service is defined as a work that is performed by one that helps or benefits others. That is what you have done for each one of us, and what these students are in turn doing for you. These acts of service have the power to transform lives, communities, and nations, because in giving, we get. Recently, a study was done researching the benefits of service, and what they found was that service makes you happy. It puts your problems in perspective, it breaks down prejudice, and it helps you find yourself. For these reasons and so many more, we at Lucy Wortham James Elementary feel that it is important for each and every single one of our students to participate in a service project. I think perhaps Martin Luther King said it best when he said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? In a world that is very self-driven, wouldn't it be nice if everyone took just a minute to think about someone else? We hope you enjoy these minutes as we serve you. It is my pleasure to introduce Barb Smith, board member.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mrs. Petzinger and Mrs. James Miller. Isn't it nice that we had to add more chairs today for the people who are here? At this time, we would like to ask everyone to please stand for the presentation of colors, our Pledge of Allegiance, and our Star-Spangled Banner. So please remain standing. This presentation of colors will be under the direction of Mr. Tim Wilson and Troop 95.
Scouts, attention. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, ladies. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to thank the 5th grade class of course and the following teachers for today's assembly: Mrs. Schultz, Mrs. Sandusky, Mrs. Engelbrecht, Mr. Siders, Mrs. Cornelius, Mrs. Kimitzer, Mrs. Pennell, Mrs. Watson, and Mrs. Parker. They've spent a lot of time and work on this, and we appreciate all your work and help, ladies. Thank you. and gentlemen. Over the past 2 months, the 5th grade students have been learning about Veterans Day, and so they will be prepared for today's events and also this assembly. It's important to the students and their teachers that they understand what it is that we are thanking you all for today and how we can do so every day of the year. This year, students chose a veteran to write a letter to. They also wrote informative essays about Veterans Day, and they researched its history and its background. A variety of other activities were involved in their homeroom that they had. One of these students who was involved is Mr. Dayton Brandstatter. Dayton will be giving us a brief history on Veterans Day. Dayton?
The purpose of Veterans Day is to honor the veterans that have served in a war. The history of Veterans Day is the 11th month of the 11th hour of the 11th day. Armistice Day became Veterans Day, a holiday dedicated to American veterans of all wars. It's important to continue honoring Veterans Day because it is a way of acknowledging the sacrifices they have made while serving their country. Without the service of Veterans Day, Americans may not have the freedom that they do today.
Thank you very much. At this time, the 5th grade has a variety of songs that they will be singing and presenting to you, and this is under the direction of Mrs. Lisa Martin and Mrs. Randy B. Blossom. Take it away, 5th grade. I agree. Let's give these fifth graders another round of applause. They're a wonderful tribute to our veterans. Thank you, Mrs. Bean Blossom and Mrs. Martin. Very nice. Our next speaker this afternoon will be Mr. Colton Schmidt, and he will be talking about the importance of Veterans Day.
Some may wonder why Veterans Day is so important to the United States of America. I am here to tell you it is one of our most important days in history. We celebrate Veterans Day because our heroes need to be recognized. We need to remember our brave men and women who fought to keep our freedom in this land. They cannot ever be forgotten. We are nothing without them. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why we celebrate this day that is Veterans Day.
Thank you, Colton. I've been out of the classroom for a while, but I have to tell you, just this thrills my heart when I see these kids do all these things. So, good job, kids. Our guest speaker today is Corporal Joe Stammers. Mr. Stammers is a St. James native who recently returned to be the principal at John F. Hodge High School. He served his country in the Army Reserves Military Police from 1986 to 1992. We are very, very proud to have him here with us today. Please welcome Corporal Joe Stammers.
Thank you. First I want to start off just by saying a big thank you to all of the guests, all of our veterans who are here today to be with us, to be with these guys and celebrate this day with you guys. So just want to start off by saying thank you. Thank you for being here. I know we had our Veterans Day Assembly this morning at the high school, and seen a few faces that I saw there this morning, and so to come out in the morning and come in the afternoon, we greatly appreciate that, and we appreciate your time. When I was asked to do this, I wasn't sure, first if I wanted to. I'm not a real good speaker and kind of a little bit out of my comfort zone, but it was, when I got to thinking about it and I thought, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to say? Where am I going to go with this? I got to thinking about the number of people that I have known over the years, that I have had the honor to know, who have served in one branch or the other over the years for our country. And so when I got to thinking about that, I thought of my family, my dad, my father-in-law. I think I counted 5 brothers-in-law, one of which is here with us today, Kim. A number of nephews who are currently serving, a number of family friends who have served and are currently serving, and I thought, that's awesome. I'm privileged enough to come from family and friends who see the need to serve our country. And so I looked at it, I thought, to me, this is a day to honor those people and a time to honor those people. And so that's why we're taking this time to do that. I come, talked a little bit before, I come from this long line of family. I joined, as was mentioned, in 1986. I was excited to do that because I had probably my best friend in high school was doing the same thing. And I was excited to, and then, I had that sense of pride that all of you can relate to. I reflected on, again, the people I knew that had done that and were going to do that. And, we joined, I served during Desert Storm. It was probably the biggest thing that was going on while I was in the reserve. When I got out, then I got into education. I've been in for well over 20 years, and I've had the privilege of watching a number of my students that I've been with who have made the decision to serve our country as well, and get to watch them grow. You know, they grow as young men, young ladies, and kept in touch with several of them, and it truly is a privilege to see how they've changed from the time they were in high school into the young men and women they are, with, you know, just the maturity and the pride that they have, and just, you know, how that's changed them for the better. It's very impressive. I want to talk a little bit about what Veterans Day is and how that evolved. This commemoration, Veterans Day, was first proclaimed as Armistice Day, which recognized the day that ceasefire was signed during World War I, putting an end to hostilities on November 11th, 1918, at 11 o'clock on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Armistice Day was first designated to honor those who fought in World War I, which was said to be a war to end war. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Following World War II and the Korean conflict, Congress replaced the word armistice with the word veterans in 1954 to honor all American veterans. You know, and it's easy to recognize our veterans as active duty service members who are very visible due to our ongoing operations overseas. However, the majority of veterans we honor today no longer actively serve wearing a military uniform such as those who have joined us today. Many have gone on to become our teachers, police officers, firemen, and our neighbors. So you now run into these people in all walks of life. Whether they wear the military uniform today or wore it decades ago, veterans represent an unwavering dedication to our country and exemplify the highest ideals of service to our nation. Thank you for that. Today on Veterans Day, we are still a nation at war. We still have many troops in Afghanistan in response to the September 11, 2001 terrorist attack. Today, we honor the unwavering courage of the men and women who have served in our armed forces, including those who continue to secure our nation in their continuing fight against terrorism. Our men and women in uniform, both past and present, have been and are the most powerful line of defense in all conflicts against enemies who set out to harm our way of life. The true strength of our military is the spirit of the men and women who have worn the service uniforms of our nation. They have answered the call to duty from all across America, and without their willingness to answer the call, who knows what the state of our nation would be. Their dedication to serving our nation is the reason that all of us are able to do the things that we dream of doing. My dream was to be in education, and because of the service, I'm able to do that. As our service members depart from our shores, we look forward to their safe return home. But we know that not all of them have returned home, and that some still may not. Because of this thought, it is also our responsibility to honor those who have returned home, our wounded warriors, and especially those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. Along with these members, we must also remember the families of our veterans who also pay a sacrifice in uncelebrated manners. These families must say goodbye to their loved ones frequently and then pray for their safe return. They must carry on their daily duties at home as if nothing will change. I have a sister whose husband served 20 years in the Navy on submarines, and he would be gone 3 months at a time. She was raising the children, tending to things at home, basically by herself, while her husband was serving our country. America is fortunate to have service members who exemplify commitment to duty, willingly display valor under fire, and favor humility over glory. This notion of selflessness and sacrifice, the likes of which are exhibited each and every day by our armed forces, is the foundation of our all-volunteer force. To our veterans who have engaged in combat, stability, and humanitarian operations, we honor you. To the service members who paid the ultimate sacrifice who are still missing or unaccounted for, we honor you by remembering the sacrifices you and your families have made for our nation. It's a day of honor and a time to honor. So today is a day to honor. This is a time to honor and a day of celebration and reflection. I want to thank every one of you who has worn or is currently wearing a U.S. military uniform for their honorable service and for our freedom. To end, I would like to share a quote from Elmer Davis. This nation will remain the land of the free only so long as it is the home of the brave. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Corporal Sanders. At this time, we would like to have Mrs. Orlando and her Excel students talk about the honor flight.
Hello, my name is Jordan Carey.
And I'm Miguel Mendoza.
And we are 5th grade Excel students here at Lucy Wortham James Elementary School. Steve Byer once said, America's veterans embody the ideas upon which America was founded over 230 years ago.
Today, we have gathered to honor each and every veteran for their military service and sacrifices made for our freedoms. It is a pleasure to have this opportunity to show all veterans that their service does not go unnoticed.
Research shows service learning projects allow students opportunities to apply classroom lessons to practical situations by connecting instruction to the needs of local, state, and global communities.
This year, our 5th grade Excel class planned and coordinated a service learning project to collect donations to send a veteran on an honor flight to Washington, D.C.
The Honor Flight organization transports America's veterans to Washington, D.C. to visit each war memorial dedicated in their honor. Recently, we held our 4th annual Veterans Honor Flight Hat Day, and we are happy to report that the students and staff of Lucy Wortham James reached deep into their pockets and generously donated a total of $902.41. To show our veterans how thankful we are for their service.
This collection is enough to send 2 Missouri veterans on this once-of-a-lifetime experience to Washington, D.C. So on behalf of LWJE, we extend our thanks to each and every student and staff for their donations. And we especially thank you, our veterans, for giving us the opportunity to live in the land of the free and the home of the brave. We will always remember and never forget.
At this time, I believe J.C. Spurgeon and Children of the Veterans have a few things to say.
We are very appreciative that all of these veterans could be here today. My name is J.C. Spurgeon. I am a 5th grade student, and my dad, Mike Spurgeon, is in the Army National Guard. All the students standing behind me have parents that are veterans or are currently serving in the military. We are all proud of our family members for serving our country. They have shown us bravery, courage, and are great role models. We would like to take this opportunity to tell you thank you for being great parents and grandparents and for serving our country. Thank you.
While the kids are here, we're going to recognize each branch of the service. So you all can be here with your family. All those who served in the Army, would you please stand? Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. All those who served in the Navy, please stand. Thank you. All those who served in the Air Force, please stand. I knew we had a few. Thank you. All those who served in the Marine Corps. And do we have anyone who served in the Coast Guard? All right, thank you so much. To all of you, thank you so much for your service. We appreciate it. And the kids are learning every day how important it is and what a big part you have been in their lives. So we thank you again for your service. At this time, you can go sit if you want. At this time, there is a PowerPoint presentation, which is a tribute to the veterans. I know that they showed part of this while you were coming in, but I think they would like to show it again. We have plenty of time, so if our guest would like to mingle and work your way out before they release the kids and you're trampled, you may do that. Otherwise, you may just stay around and we'll dismiss the kids in a little bit. But please enjoy the PowerPoint tribute to you, our veterans, and once again, thank you for your service.